Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for August 25th, 2025. We have got a base plus Renaissance Kingdom today. And we got a 5-2 with Old Witch on the board. That is probably good, but let's take a look at what else is going on. So, trashing-wise, there is no curse trashing. There is moneylender for copper trashing. There's also silos to do some sifting with that. You can, of course, end up trashing curses in reaction to Old Witch, but there's no other controlled source of trashing. Draw-wise, there's quite a bit of draw. Council Room, Lab, Old Witch, and then you've also got some sifting with Border Guard. Plus actions, you got Mountain Village, and you've got Throne Room. You can also potentially stockpile some villagers with Sculptor, but that doesn't really look very appealing. And then for gains, you've got Inventor. That's the big one. Sculptor, Inventor has some synergy. Sculptor with one Inventor in play can start gaining 5 costs to hand. It's also fair for plus buy, and then Council Room as well for plus buy. So I definitely think the goal here is to do some kind of Inventor Megaturn thing. With Throne Rooms, like you can normally on a competitive board, you can't really empty the provinces just off of Inventors because you don't generally get enough plays of Inventor when you can gain provinces. But here with Throne Room and Sculptor, you totally could. So I think something like that is the goal. However, the fact that there is limited trashing and there is cursing will put some damper on that. But there is a lot of sifting and there is a lot of draw. So, yeah. In any case, because we have the 5-2, I'm definitely going to open with an Old Witch and a Border Guard. And we'll see where we go from there. Alright, we hit 5 again. I don't really want to be gaining treasures with Sculptor, as I mentioned. What I'm thinking about right now is that we got a Border Guard on top, and we're going to draw 1 card into our shuffle for next turn. If we take like another 5, another 5-cost terminal, like Old Witch or Sculptor, then the odds are pretty low that we would see both of those cards next turn. But the turn after, the odds are pretty high. We have to either top deck one of them or find it with the Border Guard. I mean, if we find both with the Border Guard, that's not really too bad. Then we, just grab whichever one we want and play it. The nice thing about Sculptor is that it can gain the Inventor. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's otherwise like pretty equivalent to Inventor, like as the first card that we gain. But then it, like, if we like sculpt an Inventor and then later play the Inventor first, then it's nice to have already had the Sculptor in the deck. The one downside is that Inventor is better like then for our buy phase, but how much that really matters is like pretty debatable anyway. The reason I say that is because our near-term goal is going to be to gain cheaper stuff anyway. Like, regardless of whether we take like a second Old Witch or a Sculptor. We're not going to want to take a third 5 after that. Like, even if we could. Like, Laboratory is a fine card, but it would be more important to start getting villages. So, and arguably we could just take a village now. But like, given that we do have the 5, I think it's certainly worth at least considering getting another one. Another consideration here would be to get silos. We only have the 2 coppers on top, but we could end up with a third. And let's see. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. So we're gonna draw one of them. So that's gonna leave 7 cards left in the deck. We discard 2 of them or 3 of them. Let's say it is only 2. So then we've got 5 cards left in the deck. Then we play the Border Guard. And then we've got 3 cards left in the deck. The odds that we see the Old Witch again are pretty high. So that looks good. And then we can just be cycling through our deck faster while we start to add more components. I think I might actually prefer that. And I'm not... And one of the places I was going to go with this is I'm not actually sure if we're going to play with Moneylender or not. Like, I could definitely see picking one up, but if the bot has neither gotten Moneylender nor Silos, that's understandable because it opened Inventor, but I think you definitely need to do at least one of them. But I think I'm going to go with the Silos. Okay, so they're still not doing it. Okay. Now, if we play the Border Guard, we trigger a shuffle, but that shuffle just has copper on top, which is fine. So I think we'll go ahead and do that. In fact, we could pick up this estate. So we're going to draw like 2 coppers, and then we're going to draw another one. Yeah, we don't need this copper if we only want to hit 4 anyway, which I think we do. All right. Maybe what we could do is get a throne room, and then if we throw in the Old Witch, like, that's obviously good, but then also we can grab another 5 cost or an Inventor. Like, we could grab a Sculptor and Inventor, and then we can throw in the Border Guard to get the plus actions to play that, potentially. I think I like that. Well, okay. That wasn't very likely. But here we are. Well, I don't think there's much reason to throw in the Border Guard. I'm going to throw in the Old Witch and get to the end of the shuffle exactly. So this time there's no reason to pick up the estate. Alright. So, yeah. Do we want Inventor or do we want Sculptor? Like, if we can throne the Border Guard and then play a Sculptor, which then gains a mountain village or a throne room, we can get like immediate value out of that. I think I am going to go for the Sculptor. Alright, the bot does have an Old Witch now. Yeah, alright. So I think I like this plan to get the throne room. And now I think we take Mountain Village and plan to sculpt Inventor. Eh. Fine. We've given them net 7 curses. It's pretty good. Whoa, gardens. That's... okay. Yeah. Damn it. Alright, I guess this is okay. Oh, we can get a mountain village. Wait, no, no, it's not okay. The sculptor's gonna be terminal. Ah. Shit. Okay, hold on. We just play the old witch. Hmm. The double gain is pretty nice. I think we play the throne room. I mean, we could gain a silver. I really don't want a silver. Really don't. I have to admit it would be pretty effective right here, right now. All right. We did not actually get an inventor yet, but I'm wondering, maybe we just take a lab at this point. Like, we've got some thrones in the deck. You can sculpt. We can throne the sculptor to get some inventors. Yeah, I think I like that. No silos. Okay. Now, ideally, we don't play the old witch anymore. The bot has 7 curses. I don't know how possible that's really going to be, but... We need to throne the border guard. Maybe we do. I'm also wondering if we want a throne. Like, play the mountain village. It would sure be... Like, if the border guard ends up revealing multiple good cards, it would be sure be good to have the mountain village available. I think I'm just going to throne the border guard. Well... Okay, that did not really work out. I guess we're going to have to throne the old witch and hope that the bot doesn't get to trash 2 curses. Damn it! And that last card is not a throne room. Yeah, we don't get to throne the sculptor. It is a copper. Okay, well... We want another mountain village or another throne room. I think throne room... and lab... Ah! Okay, I guess we're gonna have to throw in this lab. That's fine. Wait, did we... Why did we not... Oh, we just took the lantern. That's right. Okay, okay. So... we can throw in the inventor and then pick up something that we invent. It's pretty nice. Maybe we take one more mountain village. We do have another throne room down there. I'm thinking... do this. We go... like that. Go like that. Now the question is, do we... We could get a throne to throw in the lab, or we could just play the lab. Maybe I should have thought about council room, actually. Drawing the bottom card is definitely not ideal, but... You know, I also am thinking maybe we didn't need that mountain village, and we can undo that. Alright, let's go all the way back here. If we... how do we want to do this? It would be nice to, like, utilize the inventor discounting with plus buy is a thing that I'm thinking about. Council room would let us do that. The cost of drawing the bottom card. I think it's probably worth it. So maybe we do take the mountain village. Mountain village. Council room. Well, we could pick up the old witch to draw with. We could also start copper trashing with a money lender. We do have a lab down there. I mean, a throne room. Sorry. That I would really like to see. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick the old witch up for that reason. Yeah. They're just gonna get rid of all the curses. Alright. Throne sculptor to gain what? That last card is presumably a copper. This card's a copper. This card's 2 copper. Wait, it's not? What is it then? It's not a lab. Maybe it's a border guard? Yeah, it's probably a border guard. Okay. Well, that's fine then. We could throne a money lender. That would give us more money than we really need, but it also puts a throne room into our deck, which is nice. Yeah. Okay. I was talking about taking advantage of that discount, but am I actually going to do that? Like, the only way I'm doing that is if I'm buying province. I also wonder about buying fair, actually. Fair is not bad. We could go like fair lab. Sure. Okay. Let's throne a lab, I guess. I mean, I want to make sure I can throne my sculptor and my inventor. I have only junk in the discard. I guess there's a decent chance that that's just going to be the way that it is. So, oh, I guess also picking up a copper isn't the worst thing with the moneylender. Hmm. Uh. I'm gonna throw in the lab. Okay. We could just go ahead and throw in the sculptor now, but it'd be better to do it after we've gotten an inventor played. In case we want to gain another lab. Just play the council room. I don't anticipate wanting to throne it, so I guess so. Alright, I guess we're throning this lab. Okay. Pick up the throne room. Pick up the copper. Pick up the copper. Alright. So... Oh, wait. Wait. What am I doing? I can pick up cards that I invent. That's better. Throne. Inventor is clearly what we're doing. I do wonder, I'm actually wondering if we could possibly win this turn. Maybe we don't quite have the gains. We've got 3 buys. So if we can get stuff cheap enough. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coins. We get 6 inventor plays, we could buy 3 provinces. We can get 2 inventor plays, and then pick up some inventors, and then get some more throne rooms, and then... Yeah, I think we can get 6 inventor plays. Now, if we get 6 inventor plays and we buy 3 provinces, we'd have to gain 5 provinces to empty the provinces, and we're not going to be able to do that with 6 inventor plays. Right? Because it takes 4 inventor plays for inventor to be able to gain province, and then we have 2, so then we'd only get 5 provinces. The other possibility is that we empty mountain villages, border guards, and all we need is like province estate or something. Okay, that's probably very doable. Right now we've got... So, I mean, it's got to be throne, inventor to gain inventor, and inventor. Or maybe we just empty inventors. I guess that's probably easier. Sculptor to gain Throne Inventor. And then Mountain Village, gain Inventor, pick up Inventor, Mountain Village, pick up Inventor, Throne Inventor, gain Inventor, Inventor, Inventor to get a province, Inventor to get a province, and then buy Inventor, Border Guard, and another province. Yeah. Certainly, we could have done some kind of province megaturn thing within another turn or two. Like I was mostly focusing on building up my deck control. I only had, going into this turn, I think I only had the 2 gainers, right? Where's place an inventor? Yeah, to gain those inventors, and then the sculptor, and then we pick up the inventors. But like we went from having 1 inventor to 7 inventors. We gained 6 inventors. But yeah, so I was mostly focused on the deck control rather than putting the gains into my deck, which is why I didn't have enough gains to empty the provinces. But if we'd waited another turn, we would have. And comparatively, like the bot went straight for the gains, never got any deck control, didn't even get silos. Like I said at the beginning, you got to play with one of these at least. I mean, I don't necessarily mean that to say that like they're equivalent. I don't think they are. I think silos is better than Moneylender here. But if you don't play with either of them, like you're really going to struggle. And especially if you open with Inventor and then you're like not building towards having draw. Like the bot had 1 draw card. It did have a bunch of border guards for sifting, but it couldn't increase its hand size very much. And so it was never going to be able to, and it also didn't have very many plus actions either. It was never going to be able to play very many inventors at once and do a lot with that. Obviously, the fact that I slammed it with curses hurt a lot as well, even though by the end it was down to 4 curses. 4 curses is still kind of a lot, especially when you have 3 estates and 7 coppers. But like, but yeah, it like obviously the 5/2 is really good, and even though the bot started to get the curses out of its deck, like it spent a significant chunk of time having significantly more curses in its deck than it ended with, and all of that. So like it's all very what do I want to say? Yeah, is all very bad for the bot's ability to like do things. But in terms of like putting aside what the bot was doing and just looking at like what I was doing and what you could be doing here, I do think that focusing more on the deck control is better. I'm not sure about actually getting the council room. Like I decided to do that because I wanted the extra draw and I wanted the plus buy, and I was willing to help the bot out a little bit in order to get it. But I could see that being correct in a closer game where the opponent's deck is better and drawing them a card seems more risky. But regardless of that, I think, I mean, I didn't even have like that much draw in my deck really. 3 labs, the council room, the old witch. But then you can use the throne rooms flexibly for draw. you know, and then with the border guards, so like as you kind of saw that turn, I could sift my way to the good cards in my deck, and then to the extent that the border guard saw multiple of them, pick those back up with mountain villages. So I didn't necessarily need to draw my whole deck. I just needed to draw enough, and then use the remaining throne rooms to do gainy stuff. And so even there, like, if I were going to not end the game, if the piles weren't as low, if, you know, whatever, for whatever reason, I'd probably, again, just focus more on taking deck control than taking gainers. I mean, I probably would have taken at least one more, like Inventor or Sculptor or something, even if I wasn't going to end the game. Especially because I was in the position where it's like, okay, I can do gain and play with that stuff. So there's really, like, you know, not much reason not to. But I still, like, with my buys, if I wasn't ending the game, and I didn't feel like I needed to take green defensively, still would have wanted to then, okay, well, I'm going to get more deck control so that then I can potentially use more of my throne rooms on the gainers. Because being able to do that, like, really multiplies the effectiveness of the gainers that I have, rather than just having to, like, shove more of them necessarily into my deck. Yeah, I think in general, the throne rooms here were really nice. Like, you do want some mountain villages for multiple reasons, but the throne room plus actions that can and then, like, pivot to interacting with the gainers is just, like, really effective. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.